want to be happy, but I won't be happy till I make you happy too. Life's really worth living when we are mirth giving. Why can't I give some to you? When skies are gray and you say you are blue, we'll let the sun shining through. I want to be happy, but I won't be happy till.
Who doesn't want to be happy, right? We are super happy. What a beautiful performance from Dua Empat and friends would mean Joshua Alexander, Hans Arief, and Nada as well. And of course, Dua Empat, there's Alvin and also Missy. Thank you so much for a wonderful performance, guys.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
So energized of it.
I know, right?
Okay. I really want to know about this album.
Yes.
So I think I'm going to go to Alvin first. Maybe you can talk about, we are actually...
Right. Oh, it seems that there's a little bit of a technical difficulty, so I will ask the first question. So guys, well, the first question will be to Alvin. Tell us about this new album of yours. What makes it different from the previous one? What are you bringing this time?
Okay, the title of this album is Some of My Best Friends Jazz Cats.
I love it. I love the title. It's so fun.
Jazz Cats.
And this is a collaboration album between Dua Empat and Joshua Alexander and Hansen Arief. And it consists 8 famous standard songs, jazz standards.
Right.
And then, yeah, maybe you don't know about jazz standard. What is jazz standard?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Yeah,
I was about to
I kind
ask.
of know, but please do mention the 8.
Yeah.
I wonder if I know all of them. What are the titles?
These jazz standards are a musical composition that are very important for as a musical repertoire for jazz musicians.
Right.
So it's widely known, recorded and performed by many jazz musicians.
I Wish You Love?
Yeah.
That's one. And then what else?
Fly Me to the Moon.
Of course, and then?
And then All of Me, Autumn Leaves,
Oh
and
my
so on.
goodness.
There's a lot of jazz standards.
How very exciting. From all of the jazz standards that we have, over decades,
Yeah.
how do you choose which ones you're going to include in your album?
Actually, these 8 songs is our favorites. There's Perdido, like with
Perdido,
Yeah.
yes.
first time, and then apa lagi?
I wish you luck.
I wish you love.
I Wish You Love, yeah.
I wish you love, and then we have Destination Moon. I want to be happy, and then yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
You forgot. Okay, but the album is a collaborative effort between a jazz guitar duo, a jazz drummer, a double bassist, and 8 jazz vocalists. Now, this is very, a lot of people are doing this particular album. So, how did you come up with this idea? And did you guys regroup every week or every 2 days? I don't know. What's the story?
Missy?
So basically the idea is from, so there was an American jazz double bass, the greatest of all time. His name is Ray Brown. And then he's one of our inspiration and influence, especially for this album. So he had a couple of best friends album series. In 1995, he released an album called "Some of My Best Friends Are Piano Player," and then 3 years later, he released an album called "Some of My Best Friends Are Singer," and then there are another three albums with the same title but with different instruments. Like "Some of My Best Friends Are Trumpet Player," "Saxophone Player." So basically, we steal his idea and try to make. Our own version of it called "Some of My Best Friends Are Just Cats."
Okay, but are you guys real friends?
Yeah, really close.
Collaborative friends, at least. Well, this is a question for Joshua and also for Hans, because Dua Empat, Alvin and Missy are definitely a duo. And how did you guys end up working with Dua Empat? Maybe from Hans.
We play together a lot. Sometimes Dua Empat hires us as their rhythm section too.
Ah, okay.
But at some point last year, they just asked us to let's make a unit, and then and this just happened. We did some live streaming during the pandemic.
Right.
I
Wow, it's
think-
possible to work as a musician through live streaming.
So it was the last wave of the pandemic.
Right.
So we worked before that.
Yeah.
And when the last wave of the pandemic hits, I guess the idea of making a record just came up. So we did live streaming to kind of fund the recording, and it did quite well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the recording funds were from the live streaming donation.
Oh,
Right.
And then, yeah, I mean, we're just happy to be
Yeah.
a unit and gonna launch our first record as a
Yay.
unit in 2 days.
In 2 days' time. Yeah, Joshua, what did it look like? What was the studio look like to make sure that, it's like when you record something, when you're in the same space, it's easy. I mean, I'm sure it's not easy, but it's easier. But what did it look like recording it separately or working separately at the time?
Actually, on this album, we record bass and drum recorded together.
Right.
And then the guitars and vocal record in a different studio.
Separately,
Yeah, separately.
in a different
Yes.
studio.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Musicians nowadays.
Nowadays. Now, I also want to know from Hansen, being, you put everyone together, and there's 8 vocalists in the album. So, how do you know that each of these vocalists, have this range of vocals for this particular song or that particular song? How is it like for you to mix and match the vocalists?
So the process is not exactly like just mix and match. It's like what songs do we like, what songs that are suitable for them. For example, we have Nada here, one of the greatest young vocalists in Indonesia.
Indeed.
And so Nada's song was actually the last song we chose. in
Which
the-
is
in
which
the-
which is what which
which
title?
is we
I Wanna
just
Be
played
Happy.
that. Yeah, I want to be happy, and I guess some songs came up first,
Yeah.
but I think the last choice for Nada was I want to be happy. so the process was not okay. Let's pick the songs and just choose the
Vocalist.
pick the songs, pick the vocalist based on the songs. But sometimes we just gonna ask our friends what songs do you like, which standard do you like most, and
Yeah.
we'll just do an arrangement for them.
That's
See.
lovely.
Maybe it's because he's a very happy person.
Nada, you look like a happy person.
Me?
Use the mic, darling. Oh, you're already mic'd up. Okay,
Yeah,
that's great.
Happy person, of course.
Oh, that's so
I
nice.
always have to be.
So, Nada, it's very interesting because you're 13 years old.
Yeah.
And for me, it's unique for a 13-year-old to be singing jazz because jazz for me is such a niche genre.
Mature.
Very mature, very niche. I mean, can you tell us how did you end up loving, not only loving jazz, but also singing jazz so beautifully?
Yeah, sure. It really started since I was a really, really young age. My
How young were you? I mean, you're still young.
You're still young.
I can say since I was born,
Oh, wow.
or even before. But yeah, my family, it's full of musicians, and most of them play jazz. I mean,
Right.
almost all of them play jazz.
Right.
So really, since I was a young age, jazz music was the only influence. My parents, from what they told me, wouldn't let too much influence from outside music to enter my ear. So
Seriously?
really, so I would only get jazz influence every
You're in the
single
jazz
day.
bubble.
Yeah. I hear jazz almost every day. So
Wow.
I think because of a lot of influence of jazz and a lot of hours listening to it,
Yes.
it definitely helped me.
Right. Who were and are your favorite jazz musicians?
Favorite, definitely Ella Fitzgerald.
Oh yes.
For Latin, Arturo Sandoval. For pianist, Oscar Peterson and Keith Jarrett, and many more also.
My
Wow. How about your friends? What are they saying about you being a
goodness.
jazz
What are they
musician?
doing?
Because they're listening to, Billie Eilish and stuff.
Well, of course, they sometimes tell me their favorite songs.
Yeah.
And of course, I need to accept it. Like, I cannot only hear jazz. Nowadays I have to be more
Yeah.
with the music nowadays. But definitely with my friends, some of them ask me what it is, and some of them it's kind of heavy for them, especially
Yeah.
from the difference of pop and jazz. But I tend to help them
Understand.
understand a few parts of it.
I just love jazz. And by the way, speaking of jazz, there's this young Icelandic Chinese jazz musician who recently came here and entertained us through the Java Jazz Festival. Lei Fei, right? And that is the guitar that Lei Fei was using.
Wow. Okay.
That is held by Alvin, because a little bit of story about Lei Fei. She's an amazing young modern jazz musician. She lost her luggage in Paris somewhere, so she didn't have anything to wear, so she had to borrow her sister's dresses at the time.
Okay.
And also, of course, the guitar was also stuck
Wow.
in Europe, and that's why she was using Alvin's guitar.
Right.
Yeah, what do you guys think of Lei Fei, right? I mean, Lei Fei is only 24, right? She's young, and she said that I would like to bring jazz, but with a new twist or something. So, what do you think jazz is like, especially with the current generation, the young generation? Missy?
I think with Levi songs, like lately she released an jazz standard songs, I Wish You Love.
Yes.
Yeah, it become really famous.
Yes.
And actually it's good for us.
Yes.
Because it's easier for us to play our songs.
Yes.
Because mostly our song is influenced by music in 1940s, like swing bebop era. So our musical references come from musicians that play in that era,
Yes.
like Charlie Parker and then Chet Baker.
Oh, Chet, love.
So yeah, we're thankful for her.
For introducing it to the
Yeah.
young people,
Yeah,
right? Would you like to say something, Alvin?
No.
No? Yes? Nada? Would you like to say something?
Sure. Leve, is that how you say her?
Yeah, Leve. Yeah, Leve.
Yeah, I don't want to get it wrong. Definitely helps because she makes jazz standards from the past popular nowadays.
Yes, especially among
Just
the
like
young.
Auntie Mrs. said, it definitely helps us while we play and people are more familiar with it. And yeah, she's a fantastic player and she definitely helps make the old jazz music more popular
More
nowadays.
current.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember because I think she said that the concert that was held in Jakarta was the biggest audience member she's ever had
Yeesh.
in her career. It's amazing.
Jazz lovers. We have lots of jazz lovers here in Indonesia. So I also want to ask you, the last question would be the future plans for you guys, because you are going to release this album. Do you have any expectations? Who will answer my question?
Hans, maybe? Joshua?
We're still working on our tour in Jawa, Bali.
Oh my goodness, do you have dates already?
Yeah, some of
When the
schedule
one in Jakarta?
July.
There are many berapa ya?
Oh my goodness, where can we get the information? Your social media
Just,
account?
you can reach us on our social media, so you can get more information about the tour schedule.
What's the handle? At 24.
24.
At 24
Music.
Music. All right.
Okay.
Wow, how exciting.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming and thank you for gracing our morning with your tunes. Wow. All right. Now we're up for another short break. In the meantime, don't forget to follow our social media accounts if you haven't already. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at CTday News. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.